Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to solve this dynamic programming question, that is maximal rectangle, and the statement says this: even rows and columns binary matrix filled with zeros and ones, find the largest rectangle containing only ones and return its area. Okay, so this is the first example, and this is the maximum area that we can have for this grid. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, this problem is pretty similar to the problem that we solved before. Okay, that is largest rectangle in histogram, but in this question we just have an array. Okay, and here we have multiple arrays, so we need to do some changes here to solve this question, but we are going to use this same code to solve it. Okay, so I'm going to write down here an example here. I'm going to pass this matrix here, so I'm going to pass 1 0 1 0 and 0. Okay, this is the first vector that we can send to this code. Okay, but for the next vector we need to do some changes. Okay, so for this we are going to have two. Okay, a bar of size 2. Okay, for the next I'm going to have 0, I'm going to have also 2, I'm going to have 1, and I'm going to have 1. And here we can send this array to the code that solve this question, or calculate this maximum area of the rectangle. Okay, and we're going to do the same for the next vectors. Here I'm going to have 3, I'm going to have 1, I'm going to have also 3, I'm going to have 2, and I'm going to have 2. Okay, for this I'm going to have 4, I'm going to have 0 0 3 and 0. Okay, so I'm going to send each vector to the previous code, and I'm going to track the maximum area of these vectors. Okay, so this is the only change that we need to solve this question, and I'm going to copy paste this code. Okay, I'm going to copy paste this code and I'm going to put it in a function. I'm going to declare the function here that is going to be compute area. Okay, and I'm going to receive only the vector heads, and I'm going to copy paste this code. Okay, and let's do the changes here. Okay, so first I'm going to declare n and m. So n is going to be of matrix length. Okay, and m is going to be of matrix in position 0. Okay, this is going to be our two variables, rows and column, and I'm going to iterate. I'm going to start off 1. Okay, because as you remember, this is going to keep the same vector. So I'm going to make a nested loop here. Okay, and here, as you can see, this grid is a string values. Okay, of character values, and we're going to declare the matrix with integer values. I'm going to call it mat. It's going to be n rows. Okay, and this is going to have n columns with zeros. Okay, so here I'm going to declare a num. I'm going to see if this number is 0 or 1. Okay, so here, if matrix in AJ is equals to 0, or I'm going just to subtract 0 from this, okay? In math, in AJ is equals to num. This is going to build this matrix but with integer values, okay? So here I'm going to calculate the previous number, okay? So math in AJ, I'm going to add up whatever I have in the previous row, okay? So I think this all for the matrix, okay? So let's iterate over each vector of the matrix, okay? So here I'm going to maintain my max area. I'm going to call it max area is going to be 0, okay? And this max area is going to be the maximum between max area and the whatever return this function, okay, with this current vector. And just I'm going to return my max area. So let's run the code. We have a wrong answer here. Why I have wrong answer here? I have a 1 and I'm passing 0. Matrix nij is equals to num. And matrix I'm going to add the previous row. Okay. So here I need to make some condition here. I forget this condition. So if my current num is greater than 0, then I'm going to do this, because if I have 0 here, I'm going to add this number and I'm going to have a bar of height 1, and this is incorrect, okay? So we also have wrong answer. Let's see why. From this matrix I subtract 0 because I have just characters, okay? And I think this is okay. Let's see. Matrix and AJ, I'm going to add up whatever I have in the previous. So is equals, so I declare I have the first value, okay, 0 0 0. I think I'm forgetting the first row. I'm going to start in 0 here, and I'm going to also another condition if I is greater than 0, okay? Because I think I'm missing this entire array in my math, okay? Yeah, we have accepted. I was making a mistake here. So let's run the code. And yeah, as you can see, we have a very good solution. We have 11 milliseconds. But as you can see, we are reusing the same code that the previous, and basically this is an n squared solution. This is very efficient, and we are solving solving this question pretty easy, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next.